Well, BFDIA has one more episode left, and after that, the season will be done forever. So let's discuss my overall thoughts about the season and why I think it's amazing. Remember to like and subscribe, and let's start the video. So yeah, as I already stated, I loved BFDIA. Everything from its characters, its plots, to animation were really well done in this season. I still remember the day BFDIA 6 came out, and I was genuinely surprised because me and most of the other members in the OSC community thought it was going to be IDFB 2 and not BFDIA 6. This is because BFDIA was cancelled and people thought that it was never going to return, and it did return. However, I can't lie, when BFDIA 6 did come out, I was a little worried. There were going to be a lot of errors in the timeline. However, they have done an okay job, actually no, a pretty good job at making the timeline make sense. Also, I love the cast this season. It feels like the perfect size. Now, if this was a modern season, I feel like 22 would still be a little bit too small, but it's not a bad cast size. And unlike most seasons where we overwhelmingly get new characters or overwhelmingly get old characters, like in Tpot for example, we overwhelmingly got characters who came from BFB. 40 of them to be exact, and Tpot started with 42 characters. But this season had a mix of old and new. They had characters that came from BFDI and completely new characters, which made the show very interesting, and the connections between them were very fun to watch. Another thing I love about this season is the voting format. Likes and dislikes is my second favorite voting style behind vote to save, because I still feel like mean characters are voted off because of the dislikes, and the likes don't really do anything, to be honest. Like, outside of the Fry's immunity that he got for winning a prize, I don't really think the prize has ever done anything actually useful in the long term. Something I also don't like about this voting format is the fact that you can see the likes. Now, they did ultimately end this after the Fry's situation, in which people thought that he survived because the dislikes on a YouTube extension showed that he had less dislikes than Tennis Ball, a character that a lot of people wanted out. However, this was not true at all, and he had way more dislikes. This made a lot of people very angry and accused the writers of literally rigging the vote for Tennis Ball. And remember, Tennis Ball is Carrie's favorite character. It got so bad that the writers literally had to show proof that Fry's got more dislikes than Tennis Ball. So yeah, after that, you could no longer see the likes or dislikes. But back onto positive things of this season, wow, the new characters were very fun and interesting. Let's start with Yellowface, an advertiser. He was genuinely fun to watch, up until BFDI 8, when he just became racist for no reason. But outside of that, he was genuinely fun, and had some good moments. Another character that's new in this season and was fun, but short-lived, was Puffball. And you probably don't remember this because I doubt you were around for BFDIA pre-hiatus, and I wasn't either, but remember when Puffball kept getting the most likes? And then in the BFDIA 6 elimination, she got the most dislikes? And the reasoning for that was because she betrayed her team, which is still one of the most iconic scenes from the show. And we can't forget to talk about the two new Free Smart members, Ruby and Book. I still remember the days of early BFDIA post-hiatus that people thought Ruby was going to win the whole season. It was actually wild. However, this ended because of the new Sisters gimmick, which Ruby would constantly change colors, and people found that to be really annoying. But the episode that sealed her fate was BFDIA 14, when only 2 characters got up for elimination, her and Book. And yeah, Book was a fan favorite. No way she was staying over Book. Not gonna happen. Maybe if she had gotten more development earlier on, and if the Sisters gimmick didn't exist, I genuinely think Ruby would have had a very good chance of surviving the BFDIA 14 elimination. But Book survived, and Book wasn't a bad pick to survive. She's now in the final 2, and she's probably gonna win the whole thing. And yeah, she was an underdog this whole season. Like, she lost so many challenges in a row. Like 5, if I remember correctly. 5 challenges in a row. From BFDIA 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then she finally won in BFDIA 20. All because of Needle, by the way, not even because of her. And honestly, up until BFDIA 17, you might be able to say that it was all a coincidence, but when they started to make it actually part of her character in BFDIA 18, it's clear it wasn't an accident anymore. But honestly, without the multiple losses, I doubt she would still be competing in BFDIA today. Now let's talk about Bomby, and yeah, he was cool for the most part. He joined Bunch and sort of existed. I don't really remember a whole lot about what he did other than turning purple, and by the time Final 9 came around, he was kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he wasn't bad, and he won the prize several times, meaning he was decently popular, but I just never found his appeal. I personally found the next character on this list to be way funnier than Bomby. Nickel's best episode in BFDIA was BFDIA 16 and 17. And yeah, he was just genuinely amazing during those episodes, especially BFDIA 17 when they traveled forward in time, and that he kept losing his chunk over and over again. Also, BFDIA 17 is the only reason why Tpot 15 exists, and Tpot 15 was the beginning of modern Tpot, easily the best era of Tpot so far. Like, every single episode after Tpot 15, with maybe an exception of Tpot 18, has just been an absolute banger to watch. Also, I just loved how, especially in the newest BFDIA episodes, just how it looks. It genuinely looks amazing. It looks way better visually than Tpot. Tpot does not even compare to how good BFDIA looks. And bro, they'll work so hard on a location that they'll only use for one episode. Like, it's genuinely crazy, but I completely respect it. Honestly, I hope Season 7 onwards, if it exists, it should be in the BFDIA post-hiatus style. It is genuinely my favorite style in all of BFDI. Oh, and we can't forget to talk about Coiny and Pin. They had a huge arc this season, and they were fun to watch. And yeah, there's not much else I can say. They were just genuinely fun to watch all around. And even without each other, they had their moments, like the Pin scene in BFDIA 18 where she shredded Book and burned fries. That was crazy. Another thing that I loved about the season was the constantly changing hosts. Like, we went from TV all the way to the fish monster. Yes, the fish monster was a host. It shows just how unstable this game is and how the game can change at any time. I also loved the challenge wheel and the prize wheel, even though they weren't really that important. They're just nice things that are exclusive to BFDIA to make it even more special. Now, my only complaint is the amount of non-competition episodes in this season. I feel like there's a little bit too many for my liking. Like, they literally turned one episode, BFDIA 19, into 3 episodes, BFDIA 19, BFDIA 20, and even to an extent, BFDIA 21, because that ends the Pin Coiny arc. But yeah, that's just a small complaint. BFDIA is the second best season of BFDI. I still personally think Tpot is better, in my opinion, but that's just because I like the story more. And obviously, I'll be making a video when BFDIA 25 does eventually release, hopefully by next month. Anyways, that's it for this video. What do you think about BFDIA? Do you like it or secretly hate it? Let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and have a good one.